The yellow exit.
I don't remember how I got to the building. I just remember stepping inside to avoid the rain. The lobby was yellow. Yellow walls, yellow light, yellow floors. Everything looked stained by time, like it hadn't been touched in decades. The air buzzed with silence. There was no front desk, just a hallway. I wasn't sure why I kept walking. I wasn't supposed to be there. I had no reason to explore, but something about the place felt half familiar, like a dream I'd had before. The hallway turned right, then left, then right again. Each corner revealing another hallway just like the last. Same faded wallpaper, same flickering ceiling lights. My phone didn't have signal. I opened the camera to record my path. I figured if I got lost, I'd at least have a trail. But every video I recorded was static. Eventually, I started seeing doors. Wooden doors, numbered, some slightly open. The rooms were empty. Bed frames without mattresses, drawers with nothing inside, but once I reached room 221, I stopped. It was wide open and inside was me, standing in front of the mirror, except I wasn't moving. I stepped inside and watched my reflection mimic me. But as soon as I blinked, it didn't. It stared. Smiling slightly, not wide, not cartoonish, just enough to be wrong. I backed away slowly, never taking my eyes off the mirror. When I turned to run, the hallway was gone, just a blank wall. Now I'm in room 221, still here, no way out, and the reflection, it left hours ago. Story number 2. The hatch mark had always hated crawl spaces. Too tight, too quiet, too easy to lose yourself. But when the electrical grid of Tower B began to flicker and surge, the team insisted someone check the wiring under the building, from the original access tunnels. And Mark was the only one thin enough to fit. He crawled inside, flashlight strapped to his chest, dragging a coil of cable and a half-dead walkie. Click, he paused. That latch sounded locked. Not closed, locked. He shook it. Nothing. Radio if you need anything, someone had said, but his walkie only offered static. The shaft extended like a throat, grey, narrow, and ribbed with old metal supports. The air smelled like rust and damp cement. He moved forward, cursing every scrape of his knees on the concrete. The walls were too close. There was no turning around, only forward. 10 minutes in, he reached the first junction box. No damage, all wires intact. But the lights kept flickering in the building above, so he kept crawling. That's when he heard it. A dragging noise. Metallic, slow, deliberate. Mark froze, held his breath. It wasn't behind him. It was under him. Something moving beneath the floor. He pressed his hand to the metal, felt a dull, pulsing vibration, like breath. "Hello?" he called. "Mark?" Not through the radio, not echoed, whispered. Inches from his ear. He whipped around, but couldn't see behind him. He was wedged in too tight. Panicking now, Mark crawled faster. The tunnel branched unpredictably, left, right, down. Everything looked the same. The air grew humid, then hot, then cold. He passed another box. It was melted. Wires twisted like veins. Dried blood crusted one of the panels. The radio crackled. "Mark, it's watching you." His hands slipped on wet concrete. He crawled faster, fingernails breaking, knees raw. Finally, he saw it. The exit hatch. Faint light shining through a seam. He screamed, crawled like an animal, but when he reached it, the hatch was sealed shut. Welded from the outside, scratched, dozens of marks, deep gouges, finger marks. It never needed the wires fixed. Story 3. My apartment changed overnight. I woke up, and something felt wrong. The kind of wrong you feel before your brain can explain it. The light coming through the window was too orange. The hum of the fridge had a pitch I didn't recognize. Even the air, it tasted faintly sweet, like rotting fruit. Still half asleep, I wandered into the kitchen. The faucet handle was on the opposite side. I stopped, stared. My heart started beating faster. I could have sworn it was the other way yesterday. I told myself it was just tiredness. But then, I looked out the window. It used to face the street. Now it faced a solid brick wall. I turned on the TV. No channels, just static. Then, footage of my apartment. Not security footage, just angles. Odd ones. Corners, reflections, wide shots from the ceiling. Then I saw myself on the screen, standing in the kitchen. But I hadn't moved. The version of me on the screen turned around and stared directly at the camera. I shut it off. That's when I noticed the bookshelf, a new row of books, all grey, all unmarked except for one thing. Each had my name stamped into the spine, and each had a date. Most were from the past. The last one was today. I opened it. It read, "He opens the book and feels something watching him from behind. When he turns around, the apartment is empty, except it isn't." I turned around. Nothing. But something had changed. The shadows had depth, like they wanted to be touched. The walls pulsed softly, like lungs. I went to the front door. When I opened it, the hallway was gone. Instead, a spiral staircase that descended forever, every floor labeled home. Each landing had my name on the door. Each door had a slightly different version of my handwriting. I closed the door, locked it, tried to call someone, but my phone only had 3 contacts. Me, again, me, now. Then it rang. Caller ID, me, now. I hesitated, then answered. My own voice, perfectly calm, said, "This is the version that chose to wake up." And from the mirror behind me, the other me began to smile.